No, they know exactly how they feel about you. All right, I'm about to get a little bit into story time. All right, you ready? Here we go. So I was having this talk with this cousin, right? And she went to asking me like, basically she basically came out and said like, Shay, do you do witchcraft? And I laughed, of course. And she was like, well, Shay, do you have any witchcraft books? And I told her no. And she was like, oh. And I said, I don't have any witchcraft books because I don't do any witchcraft. And she said, you read tarot cards? I told her, I don't need no tarot cards to read nobody. I said, tarot is a form of divination. I like to use tarot for confirmation. Tarot also was my first form of learning how to divinate. Well, actually, when I was little, I could see stuff and, especially around energies, spirits, and people. But I didn't know what it was that I was seeing. I was a child and I didn't understand. I did mention it sometime, but it was kind of pushed off or ignored. Later on, as I got into the craft and into this lifestyle, I learned from my ancestors and my generation where this come from. I got it from my granny, y'all. But back to cousin. I told her also, I'm a Virgo, remember? You one too. She is, and she annoys me sometimes, y'all. Our birthdays is a day apart. Then I told her the fact that I say that, I love details. I love to investigate. I love to make sure what I'm seeing is saying is real and I'm not being delulu. Because y'all know we all can get delulu. Especially with something we want, right? Right. And then she continued on, right? She continued on to say, well, Shay, you said you was a witch. Now I told her, I never told you I was a witch. She said, you did say that. I said, I never told you I was a witch. I said, basically, that's just what you think of me. She did say, what are you then? I laughed again, of course. I told her, I'm a healer. Y'all know she proceeded to laugh at me. I said, a healer who's training and learning to become a therapist. License. I continued to just laugh in my head when eventually the subject just started to change. But y'all, I wanted to read her ass down to fifth so bad. Spirit wouldn't let me. That probably was going to be the end of our relationship that day. Because she needs to hear a lot of shit. Definitely a lot of shit that she don't want to face and don't want to believe in her own life. But basically, I'm saying that to say this. People know exactly how they feel about you already. They already have their perception of you. They've already identified you. And they've definitely already labeled you to be who it is that they want you to be and who it is that they feel you are. So I'm saying that to say this as well. Pay attention to what people say to you. They're only speaking their truth.